Welcome to First Assembly of God. We're glad you're here this morning. We're glad you're here inside in the air conditioning. We're so thankful to Hedges and Scott for allowing us in. We want to say thank you to them. Also, I want to greet everybody who's watching online right now with us, worshiping with us. Let's just enter in this morning. Let's worship God. Let's open with a word of prayer. Lord, we love you. We thank you, Father, for this opportunity, Father. We thank you, Father, Lord, that you've given us favor within our community, Lord. We thank you, Father, that your blessings, Father, continue to flow through our lives. Lord, we just pray, Father, Lord, that today, Lord, that you would have your way in our hearts, Lord. Challenge us, draw us to you, Father. Let your Holy Spirit move amongst us, Lord. We just honor you today, Lord. We love you, we praise you, we thank you for it. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Love hearts, Lord, just challenges today, Father, Lord. We come to you, Father, Lord, we ask you, Lord, you to have your way in our hearts. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Amen. You may be seated. I guess we can go ahead and take up offering. Now we're trying to get back into the routine of doing things differently. So Casey's going to be taking up the offering while we get started here, if that's all right. We're just so thankful that God is able and willing to bless us and care for us in our time of needs. Amen. I'll tell you, it seems like every time we kind of have a setback, God just steps up and shows off again. And so if you couldn't be with us today and you're normally with us in the parking lot, come out next week. We'll be meeting at 10:45 right here, so we'll be glad to have you. We'll be starting up Sunday school, and we'll have kids' church next week. We'll get you more details about that next week. But thank you for being here today. And, there's so much going on in our society right now. Amen. It's a very changing world. We have coronavirus. We have social injustices going on in our world. We have riots. And just yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw Atlanta. They're rioting in Atlanta. There was another man killed by the police. And so it seems like every day there's something going on. And I think as a church, this is pre-message, so this isn't my sermon, but it's going to go into my sermon. But, as a church, we've got to be very careful just to love people. Yes. Amen? We've got to be very careful to take sides and just serve God and love people. Amen? And we got to make sure, not because of fear, not because of anything, but God called us to love people who are like us and who aren't like us, who think like we do and don't think like we do, who have different colors of skin, whatever our differences are. God calls us to love people, and He calls us to serve people. Amen? So, that being said, on Wednesdays, we're still continuing our food program on the church parking lot. It'll be this Wednesday again, so if you want to come be a part of that, if you want to come and get some food, that's fine. But we just want to be a blessing. We'll be doing that through the end of June, we know for a fact. So hopefully we'll be doing a little bit past that, a way to serve our community. Amen? So turn your Bibles this morning to Daniel chapter 3. Daniel chapter 3, one of the great stories of the Bible, I think. And you guys have probably heard me preach on this passage a couple of hundred times, but that's all right. In 5 years, I guess you'll hit a couple of them again, won't you? But I think this passage of Scripture is just for us today. Thou, O King, has made Daniel chapter 3, verse 10. Thou, O King, has made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. And those who fall not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast in the midst of a burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O King, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said to them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if ye be ready, that what time you hear the sound of the music, the cornet, the flute, the harp, the sackbut, the psaltery, the dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. But if not, worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Amen. I'll tell you what, it just gets good for me. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy God, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Amen. Powerful passage of Scripture. I think totally appropriate for right now what's going on in our society. By this time, I think a lot of people might have found a reason to bow down to the image. Might have bowed down image. You know, I've been watching across the country as people are taking knees to protesters and taking knees to bow down before other people. Listen, we're not supposed to bow down before anyone but our God.
Right.
Amen. No people, no government, no anything. We bow down and worship the one God. Amen. And so we got to be very careful with that. God knows, God knows the situation we're in. God isn't taken by surprise the situation you're in. He wants you to continue to stand. Amen. So how, when all of this is going on around us, how do we continue to walk with God? How do we continue to stand up in the midst of everybody else getting down on knee? How do we do that? Well, the first part of this is we're not careful to answer these. My first point is this: we need a faith in our lives that can't be threatened or intimidated by the world that does not give into the pressure. We need a faith that doesn't give into the pressure of the world. No matter what's going on, we're not going to give in. Amen. The king was trying to scare them. The king was trying to intimidate them. He was trying to get up, trying to really frighten them to do what he wanted them to do.
Right.
Sound familiar? Sound familiar? I'm telling you, the world can try to scare us, but we serve the one true God. Amen? He didn't scare them. This is the same spirit of fear and intimidation that Goliath tried to use with David. He made fun of him. He spoke in a deep voice. I don't think he had a choice. But he cursed God. He cursed the Israelites, and he said, "I'll take you. I'll kill you. I'll eat you." He was just a mean guy. The world is just a bunch of giants trying to scare us. Amen. It always reminds me of, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil. Your rod and my staff, they comfort me. When David wrote that, he'd been in that place before, that place of depression, that place of sadness, that place of thinking the world was collapsing on him. But he said, though I walk through the valley, we have a promise in the Word of God that though it might look dark, though it might get scary, we're going to walk through the problems of this life. Why? Because we have God on our side. Amen? That's something we can hang on to. That's something we can walk with. God has given us a victory of the Spirit. And 2 Timothy 1:7 says, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. Amen? Well, how does that translate? How does that? Well, guess what? God says He gives us a sound mind, amen, so that we can make decisions not based on the circumstances around us, but on what the Word of God says, the promises of the Word of God. Amen. We got to stand true to what the Word of God says. The God says, fear not. Yes. Fear not. Amen. I don't know how many hundreds of times it says in the Word of God, but it says, fear not. Why? Because we have God on our side. Amen. And God says, that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Why? Because God is our Savior. Amen. I'm telling you, there's verse after verse after verse that we can stand on. It says God will supply all our needs, not according to our riches, but according to His riches in Christ Jesus. Amen? That's something we can stand on. The world is trying to scare us. The world is the Goliath. The world is Nebuchadnezzar. The world is the fiery furnace. And we can stand up and we can say, I'm a blood-bought child of God. I don't have to kneel down.
Amen. Amen.
Our young people need a faith that doesn't bow down with the pressures around them.
That's right.
Adults need a faith that will cause them to stand for Jesus at work, when they're with their friends, when they're with their coworkers. They need to stand up for what they believe in. It's time to stop backing down. It's time to stop kneeling down to everybody's wishes. We got to stand up for the Word of God. Amen?
Amen.
I'm just trying to speak the truth this morning. I'm not trying to speak against anything. But in the Word of God, God tells us that we are to stand and we are only to worship one God.
Amen.
I won't kneel to this world.
Amen.
I won't kneel to anyone but before my God. Amen. And there will come a time that every person will kneel and they will acknowledge that He's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Amen.
Amen.
It goes on in verse 17 and it says, if it be so. What powerful words right here. If it be so. We need a faith that can stand up in the face of reality. We need a faith that will stand up in the face of reality. You have the power to cast us in the furnace, Nebuchadnezzar. He has the power. Listen, Nebuchadnezzar has the power. The government has the right to shut down the country. They can do those things. Are you hearing me? Our faith needs to face the reality that we may go through the fire. We may go through circumstances. We may go through tough times. But we can still stand with God. Amen? Many preachers today want to convince you that nothing bad happens to you once you get saved. Amen? I I wish that were the case. But I've never made that promise, and we never will make that promise. We just know that somebody will be with us in the fire. Amen? There's power in that. Amen? Many people walk around with their heads in the sand. They think, boy, I can do no wrong, and there's nothing. Things happen. Satan was able to afflict Job. Amen? He was able to get in and cause Job pain. These men were cast into the fire, and our faith must face this reality. Bad things will come your way. It hasn't been fun. I'll tell you, since January 31st, it feels like, I can't even tell you what it feels like since January 31st. I feel like Pharaoh sometimes, amen? It's terrible. You feel like, what's going to happen next? January 31st was the day the church burned.
Right. Yes.
And then in February, we got this thing called coronavirus. And then in March, they shut the whole country down. And then April, shut down. Right? May, June, then we get into protests, then we get into, I'm telling you, I just keep waiting for the frogs and the locusts.
Amen.
But you know what I can do through all that? I can know that God is still God.
Amen.
I know that my faith does not determine how I serve God. Doesn't matter what happens around me, that God is still bigger than all that. Amen? It takes a strong faith to go through the fire and stand strong with God. It takes faith.
Yes.
It takes faith. You know, I haven't been worried through coronavirus. I haven't been scared. I haven't worried that I was going to catch it. I have a couple of times got a cough and thought, but we got bad allergies. Amen?
Yes.
But you know what? God is God even if I had coronavirus.
Amen.
God is God if they burn down all of Camdenton. He's still God. He's still sitting on the throne.
Amen.
And we're going to have a faith that says, even if I go through the fire.
That's right.
Amen.
God is with me.
Then that verse says, God is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. We need a faith that's always subject to the will of God.
Amen.
We need a faith that's subject to the will of God. Amen. Notice the use of the word able. They said it means he has the power, he can do it. We don't like that. Because he can means he might not. Are you hearing me? Listen, he can provide for everything you have, and he does. Amen?
Amen.
But he can provide more. So sometimes want more, right? He can, but doesn't mean he will. And that's why we have to learn to stand with God. Amen? People don't like to use the word God can, because like I said, it sounds doubtful. In our society, God is one person get in a car wreck and they live, another gets a car wreck and they die. Why did somebody get cancer and cancer tumors are removed, and why does one die? Coronavirus, we had one of our world missions directors, Greg Mundis, who contracted coronavirus. He was under for a couple of months, was not in the world. He was on ventilators, and they said it's not good. It's not going to be good. And you know what? Through all that, he survived. Last week or a couple weeks ago, he walked into a meeting at AG World Missions on his own 2 feet and got to be a part of a meeting about missions. Amen? Why? Because we're under the divine will of God. I can't answer all those questions on why one gets it and dies and one recovers. I can't answer those questions. We are subject to the will of God, and we have to be okay with that. Amen?
Amen.
These 3 men knew that God was able, and we need to have faith and know that God is able. Amen? But we also need to realize that our life is totally subject to God's will. Amen? My 4th point is this. He said, they go on to say, and he will deliver us out of your hands. He will deliver us out of your hands. We need a faith that knows that God will deliver us out of the hands of our enemy. Okay? He will deliver us out of the hands of his enemy. There's a difference between the furnace and the hands of the enemy. Hear me. There's a difference between the furnace and the enemy. They weren't saying that God wasn't going to not put them in the furnace. They were saying that God was going to deliver them from the hands of Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, there's a big difference too. They didn't say that they were not going to go through the fire. They just said that God will deliver us from you, the enemy. Let me tell you, God sent his son Jesus Christ to die on the cross for you. He has delivered you you from the hands of the enemy. It is a free gift that you have to reach out and grab and take. Amen? It isn't something that you have to wishy-washy. I'm telling you that if you reach out and take Jesus, you have been delivered from the hands of your enemy. You no longer have to walk in fear. You no longer have to worry about heaven and hell because you know that you are destined for a place that God created for you. Amen? You have to walk in spirit and truth. You have to serve God. And God says that that is yours.
Yes.
That's right.
That's a promise to hang on to. Amen?
Amen.
They first said, God is able. And then they said, God will. God can. And God will.
Amen.
They had resolved that if God's will took them to the furnace, He would deliver them out of the furnace. Regardless of whether they survived the furnace or not, they would be surviving the hand of the King.
Yes.
Amen.
There's so much power in that. There's so much power in knowing that we don't have to worry what so-and-so says. We're subject only to one true God. Amen? Now, we have authority in this world. That's why when there was social distancing required by the state, we met those guidelines. Right? Why? Because it was set before us. That is a spiritual authority, a governmental authority above us. Amen?
Amen.
But God calls us as Christians to follow the authority of our government.
Amen.
Okay? Sometimes we don't like it. But God's already delivered us from the enemy. Are you hearing me? So we might not like it. We might not enjoy it. Listen, I don't think anybody enjoyed sitting in their house for 3 months. I don't know anybody who enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it. I mean, there were times I had fun, but there were times I was like, we got to get out of here. Amen? We got to go and do something. I feel sorry for Gina. I mean, they didn't leave their house for like months. Some of us, we got out to the grocery store. They didn't do that. I don't know how. But you know what? God is still God. God's the God over on Cherokee Lane. It's the same God that's right here in Canaan. It's the same God that's in Osage Beach. The same God that's in Sunrise Beach. We don't have to go anywhere. He's right with us. And when we can remember that and we can walk with Him, we know that God's going to deliver us from the hands of our enemy. Amen? There's always a faith that gives sweet assurance that regardless whether God delivers from the life's fiery furnaces, we will be delivered from Satan. Philippians 1:20-21 says, Christ shall be magnified in my body, whether it be by life or by death. For to me to live is in Christ, and to die is gain. We're winners either way. Amen. Sister Hannah, I hope she's getting to watch this point. She might not be, but she's in Oregon. She flew out to Oregon. She's visiting her daughter out there. And before she left, she was worried about making the trip. Just so everybody knows, she was a little bit worried, and she's worried she might not get to come back. But you know what she said? I'm ready to meet Jesus. If I go out there, guess what? We'll meet again. She had no fear of heaven. She just had a fear that she might not get to see us again. But you know what? God promises us, amen, that we walk with Him, we will be reunited, amen? There's just power in knowing these things. Regardless of what life brings our way, we're always victorious.
Amen.
Even in defeat, we can be winners. Amen? I coach a baseball team. We're 2-0. We haven't lost a game. We played a team that was supposed to beat us, and we played a team we probably should have beat, and we beat them, but we just barely beat them. And as I was thinking about it, we got to be good winners. You know, we had a couple of boys that, I don't know, probably didn't win as well as they should have. And we had a couple of kids on the other team that didn't lose as well as they probably should have. And I thought, you know what? And when we win with dignity. When we lose with dignity. Amen? When we win, we honor God. When we lose, we honor God. Everything in life, we've got to honor God. You know, whether we win or whether we lose, we honor God. Whether things go our way or not our way, we honor God. And when we get to that mentality, we're able to stand up above what the world is saying. Hey, I don't like it, but I serve God, and God says I'm going to be okay. We're almost done. Verse 18 says, but if not, he said, we will not serve thy gods. We need a faith that will be committed to God regardless of the outcome. Regardless of the outcome. There are many people who put conditions on God. I'll serve you if. I'll serve you if. I'll follow you if. I'll live for you if you do this for me. There was a lot of foxhole prayers in the wars. Like I said, you get me out of here, God, I'll never drink, smoke, cuss. I'll go to church every time the doors are open. Some of you have done that. I know, man, I've been sick before, and I thought, Lord, I'll never eat a greasy burger again. If you just let me live through the night. Have you ever been there before? God, if you just let me, I promise I'll do it right next time, God. We make deals with God. But they said, but if not, these are three of the most powerful words. They knew that God was able to deliver them from the fiery furnace, but he didn't have to. He was able, but he didn't have to. And if he chose not to, he'd still be God.
Amen.
That's where we had come to the place. Things don't go our way, we still got to remember, he's still God.
That's right.
He's still your God. He's still the only one worthy of our worship.
Yes.
Are you hearing me this morning?
Amen.
Everybody else is kneeling. We got to be standing up for God.
Yes.
We got to be the beacon of light to our community. Amen. If God chose not to, he'd still be God. He'd still be able to. He'd still be in control. He'd still be on the throne. If he chose not to, their faith would not have been shaken one bit. So whether God chose to deliver them or not, they were going to do the right thing. They were going to trust God. Amen. That's what faith is. The Bible says in Isaiah 55:8 that God's thoughts are not my thoughts and his ways are not my ways. We don't always have the answers to why bad things happen. We don't have the answers for cancer, sickness, pain, heartbreak. What we do know is that God is able to deliver us from those things. But real faith comes into play when we can say, just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, but if not, God, I know you can deliver me from this. But if not, I'm determined I'm going to serve you anyway. I have a God-given determination to obey you. I'm determined not to bow down before the idols of this age. No matter what happens, God, I'm going to serve you. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were able to stand when everyone around them was on their knees. I look at society, and everyone is just trying to please people. Look around. They took Paw Patrol off TV. Okay? Do we know what Paw Patrol is? Some of you older folks might know what Paw Patrol is. It's a cartoon, and it has a good police dog. We can't have an image of a good police dog in our society because not all police are good. Do you see the problem that we live in? We're trying to please people. Let me tell you, you will never please everyone.
That's right.
Amen.
Amber and I have been in ministry for 20 years. Doesn't seem possible. And we have learned, it took us a little while to learn, we can't please everybody. We can't please everybody in the church. We can, well, listen, some of you all think you are perfect. Perfect church folks. The perfect parishioner does not exist. Amen? It doesn't exist. As well as the perfect pastor doesn't exist.
Amen.
But let me tell you, we can't please everybody. There's still people right now that would much rather be meeting outside. There's some people that would much rather not be having meetings inside. There's some people that want to be in a funeral home. There's some people that, whatever, too hot, too cold, too loud, too quiet. Didn't sing my song, sang their song. I mean, pastor wore this, didn't do this. You know, we can go on and on with the did this and didn't do that. But let me tell you, it doesn't amount to anything. We can't please everybody, we please God. As we please God, God will make us appetizing to others.
Amen. That's right. Amen.
And guess what? We do. Some of you have some bad faults. I'm bad, I don't, but some of you do. Of course we all have bad faults. But you know what? It takes someone with faith and love of God to look past other people's faults and see what's good in them.
Amen.
Right.
I'm going to tell you something. The lazy way is to find bad in people.
That's right.
That's
Because
right.
you know what? It doesn't take you but 5 minutes to find something bad about somebody.
That's right.
I'm telling you, you can find something bad about them within your first interaction with them. Sometimes it may take you 5 or 6 times or a year to find something good in somebody.
Amen.
Hey, there's been people, listen, I know you think everyone here is just perfect, but some of y'all, we had to look for a while, amen? But really, it takes effort. It takes serving God to find good in some people. But when you find it, man, you love all over that. You encourage that behavior. Because in that begins to change. Are you hearing me this morning?
Yes.
I hope so. Ephesians 6:10-13 says, "Finally, my brother, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand the evil day, and have done all, stand." To stand.
That's right.
God called us to stand, amen? What about you? Are you able to stand? Are we able to stand when the world's beckoning us to kneel? I'm telling you, it's not time to get down. It's not time to get into the world. It's time to rise up, amen? It's time to be the church. That doesn't mean that we don't care. It doesn't mean we don't love. We do it with love, amen? We love our brother. We love our sister. We love our neighbors, what the Word of God says, amen? That's what it says. It says we're supposed to serve. We're supposed to give. We're supposed to love people as God loves us.
Amen.
If we do those things, they'll accept it just fine. But what's happened is the church has fallen asleep. The church has gotten comfortable in buildings, in services, and our for and no more. We've gotten very comfortable in church. God didn't call us to be comfortable. He called us to serve.
Amen.
Sometimes serve is uncomfortable. I'll tell you what, on Wednesdays when we serve that food, it's uncomfortable. Oh, yeah, even the kids, it's uncomfortable. Last week was the best week we've had. We served over 200 people,
Amen.
but it was like 60 with a breeze. I don't know what the temperature was, but it felt after. The week before, it was 3,988 degrees. That's how hot it was. And we served about 200 people, and it was hot. I'm just telling you, it was that hot. And then 2 weeks before that, it was a monsoon. The rains were coming down. It's not easy to serve. It's not easy to give. Guess what? Everybody that's out there serving has better things they could do, more fun things. But you know what? People keep showing up to serve. People keep showing up to receive. And as long as we continue to let God be God, I'm telling you, church, that's what serving God is standing and loving and caring when nobody else is.
Amen.
I tell you, proud pastor moment, proud of church people when you look and you see a burned out building, no building there, just a big crevice in the ground. And there's cars lined around that old abandoned church building that used to be down there. That hole in the ground, there's cars lined all the way around it. And I look at, there's people in red shirts on the other side of the park. I'm on one side. You guys know I'm the greeter. Everybody else is doing all the hard work. I don't do any hard work. I'm over there greeting people, telling them how to get in the building, how to get in the building, get around and get their food. But I was standing over there looking at all those red shirts, going from car to car, praying with people, giving them hope, giving them a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk and, man, I don't know what else, a lot of other things. What is that? That's called hope. We're giving people hope. That's what hope looks like, is when there's no church building and you still continue to serve. That's what the church is called to do. We can't go back to normal. We can't get the building up down the street. We can't have this beautiful new building and just get trapped inside of it.
That's right.
Are you hearing me? We've got to reach our community. We've got to continue to stand when everyone's saying, go inside and quit. Go inside and quit. I know many people come to me and said, man, I was telling someone to come by and get food. They said they couldn't believe that you guys were serving food when there's no building there. They couldn't believe it. It encouraged them. We've had people cry. We've had people trying to give us money with all this. They said, why are you doing this? There's one reason. It's not to make me look good or make you look good. It's to put Jesus in front. Put Jesus out front. We've led people to the Lord out there serving food. Why? Because people need hope. Amen?
Amen.
So this morning, I want to tell you, your life isn't guaranteed to be perfect. Your life isn't guaranteed not to go through the fire. But God says, I'll be there with you. I'll never forget the rest of that story. Nebuchadnezzar looks down the fire. Didn't we throw 3 in? Weren't there 3? I see 4 in it. That looks like the Son of God. That amazes me. God didn't just pull them out God didn't say, hey, you don't have to feel the fire. You're going to get thrown in the fire. Now listen, they weren't singed. They didn't smell like smoke. They came out there just like they went in. But they had to go through the fire. Amen? Let me tell you, we went through a fire down the street.
That's right.
But you know what? God's right in the midst of it.
Amen.
God's right in the middle of the furnace with us. And you know what? We're going to come out better on the other side. We're going to stand up. We're going to serve God. We're going to serve our community. Why? Because God tells us to stand when everybody else is fleeing.
Amen.
Tribe of Ephraim in the book of Revelations. I think I used this a couple of weeks ago, the analogy, but you know, they said they were like a deceitful bow. They look like, if you don't want a deceitful bow, we bow hunt. When you look at a bow, it looks like it should be able to flick an arrow out of it. It looks normal, you look at it, it looks normal, but when you put an arrow in it and you pull it back, there's slack in the string. And when you let go of it, the arrow just falls out on the ground. I want to be the type of person that's not a deceitful bow, but has purpose. That when God pulls me from the quiver and says, Greg, I need you today. Ray, I need you today. Pastor Carl, I need you today. Terry, I need you today. That when he pulls us out of his quiver, and he puts us in the bow, and he pulls us back, when he releases, we go right to where he intends us. Are you hearing me this morning? God wants us to stand up and rise up and be the light to a lost and dying world. So, I don't know what the next few weeks bring. I don't know if riots continue. I don't know if we go back into coronavirus hiding. I don't know what it is. But remember this. Stand up on the Word of God.
Amen.
And say, Satan, I'm a blood-bought child of God. Get your hands off me. Get your hands off my family. Get your hands off my health. Get your hands off my finances. Get your hands off of my relationships. I claim victory in the name of Jesus Christ. And then you rise up and you walk in hope. Amen. You walk in faith. You walk knowing that God always and will always be the one who's in control. Amen. You can read the Word of God, and the Word of God is true. It is never wrong. It is always for your situation. If you will just dig into it and try to understand it and eat it, I'm telling you, you can't just not eat. You have to dive into it. The Word of God just doesn't speak to you. You have to dive into it. Amen. You know, it's been hot, and I like to go swimming over to Helen Jeans, and we swam in the lake. Well, guess what? You can't feel the coolness of the lake if you don't dive in. You can't feel the blessings of God. You don't know the promises of God until you dive into God's Word. Again, you can't get relief from the heat. You can't get relief from the pain unless you dive into God's Word. Amen?
Amen.
You can't just hope it happens. You got to get in and get what you need. Amen?
Amen.
Dear Lord, we thank you, Father. Lord, I thank you, Father, once again for this opportunity. Lord, that we can come in to a building, Father, and we can worship you freely. Lord, there's no restrictions, Lord, that you put upon us. Lord, we can freely worship you. We can call upon your name. Father, Lord, you meet us right where we're at. Lord, I ask today, Father, Lord, if there are people watching, if there's people here today that don't know you, Lord, that today they would surrender their lives to you. Lord, I ask, Father, Lord, you would help us, Father, to love our community. Those who aren't like us, Father, those who may not have what we have, Lord, maybe they have more. It doesn't matter, Father, Lord, just help us to love people unconditionally. Lord, help us to love people, Father, just exactly how they are. Help us, Father, Lord, to always stand for what is right and stand upon the promises of God. Lord, I just ask, Lord, you be with us. You give us favor, Lord, during this building process. Lord, we want to honor you. We want to point people towards Jesus. If you're watching today, if you're here today and you don't know Jesus, it's simple. You don't have to come to an altar. You don't have to stand up. You don't have to raise your hand. You just have to pray this prayer. Dear Lord, come into my heart. Lord, forgive me of my sins. Lord, I know I'm a sinner, but I know you died for me. And Lord, today, I know you rose from the dead so that I could enter into the throne room. Lord, today I make you the Lord of my life. Help me to live every day for you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. morning. We are going to meet next week at 10:45 for Sunday service, for morning worship. We will get with you, but it'll be a 9:45 Sunday school start time. But wait to come till you hear from us or you see it on Facebook, okay? We'll be getting things going next week a lot better in the inside. So anyway, hug someone's neck, tell them you love them. Don't love anybody on the front row too close. You guys are dismissed. God bless you.
Question.